How do I start this?
What's good?
Hey guys.
Hair Nation.
What's going on, guys? I'm here with Landon from Audiomelt, and I'm gonna attempt an interview. We'll see how it goes. So, Landon, who are you?
I'm Landon Clark of Audiomelt, a local band out of Wilmington, North Carolina, raising hell since August of 2020.
Sick, sick. So, Audiomelt, you guys have been around since 2020, but was that your first band?
Audiomelt wasn't.
No?
I had a band in high school before. First one was called Groove Metal Appetite. That was kind of just like a garage band. We put out a little EP that I put together.
Okay.
It was poorly recorded. And it shows.
It's out there though.
Yeah, and then we re-recorded a lot of the songs with the band after that, All Eyes Open, which
Okay.
I had for probably 4 or 5 months, and then that fell apart kind of whenever high school ended. You know, I stopped doing music for a while, stopped in my tracks, so just kind of put it on the wayside, and then the drummer in Audiomelt, Josh, he reached out to me and was like, I've got a band I'm putting together.
Oh, sick.
And
Cool.
yeah, we need a singer. And I was like, sure, I'll do it.
So you met them through Josh. Was Josh sort of forming it like through his high school?
Josh, I think, was just trying to just put a project together and do something with music outside of the project that he was in, which his drum teacher put together.
Okay.
And I knew his drum teacher. That's how I met Josh, was because I
okay.
saw his drum teacher's band. He saw his drum teacher's band, and we were opening for them. And that's how me and Josh got in contact. And for about a year, we knew each other, and then started a band after everything fell apart for me.
Sick. So, so you guys, you've put out an album so far. It's just a self-titled album, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, and that's everywhere, obviously. Are you working on anything new right now?
Yeah, we've got about 10 or 12 songs done for the next record. I think I'm gonna shoot for about 2 more.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
cool. Have you guys announced a name for that yet, or is that not public? Or are you still workshopping it? Or?
Still workshopping it.
I got you. Cool.
We don't know if we should go with the name or just call it Audiomelt 2. I don't think we're gonna call it Audiomelt 2.
Hey man, I mean, there's a couple bands that have done that.
Oh yeah, Van Halen 2.
Were you booking gigs before the first album, or did they start coming after the first album came out?
We were doing gigs way before.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Okay,
like when
cool.
we first started.
Were you doing it mostly in Wilmington, or like just you going down to Myrtle, or like?
Wilmington mostly,
Okay,
yeah, back
cool.
then. Yeah, in most recent years we've gone through South Carolina and that kind of thing.
So with the new album coming out, are you planning on doing any kind of like a tour or anything like that, or are you just gonna be sort of sticking to the local scene and just kind of selling it that way?
We'd love to be able to tour. It's just, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes behind the scenes of being able to support a tour and knowing what places you're gonna play or like all that sort of thing. So I think we've got a lot of work on figuring out that aspect and that kind of thing. But it'd be amazing to be able to go out, you know, and tour other
Yeah.
places outside of North Carolina.
I got you. I think it'll definitely happen. I think you guys are kind of right at the cusp of sort of breaking out full on. You guys have built
Yeah.
up an audience the last couple years, and it's been really interesting to see you guys grow. In case you guys don't know, I met Landon in film school, and I think your first semester was my last semester. So we just met like right as I was coming out or whatever. And we started playing a little bit like that. We actually played not right here, but right next door. There's a house that we would play at. You know, we would just jam. We tried to write a couple songs. I don't think we got very far on them.
We tried.
Yeah,
Well, they'll come back. The songs will come back.
Yeah.
They'll be returning soon.
Yo, yeah, definitely. I haven't really jammed with too many people, but it's a cool experience playing with another person, so it's really cool. So I first met you, we played a little bit, and I remember you talking about like, hey, there's this dude, and he's got a couple guys, and he wants to start playing, like, and I think you had like asked if I wanted to like try to play with you guys, but I think my head was just going in a different direction. I was more focused on film at that point. Music was sort of like a side hobby, but it's been really cool watching your growth the last couple years, like you putting out an album, and I remember getting the record for it and being like impressed, but like not jealous, but almost like envious of like, man, like these guys are doing something I've always wanted to do. And like, it was very inspirational to me. And it was a big motivator for like me finally being like, all right, these guys are doing it. I think I can try to do it too. So,
yeah.
So you guys doing your thing is definitely like, it's been important to my life. And obviously yeah, dude, like I appreciate you guys for all the work that you've done. And like that first album has been, I mean, I love that album. Like I was just saying, I was just listening to it recently. I've been listening to all my records in alphabetical order, and luckily Audiomelt's right at the beginning there. So I've been listening to that. I think it's like right between like Alice in Chains and like other stuff, kind of a similar vibe. I wanted to talk about that too. So your inspiration for your sound that you go for, when I hear it, I think that your singing voice is like very grungy, like very like 90s, very similar to Alice in Chains. Is that like a band, or are there other bands that like inspired you to some degree? Or like, what do you think?
There's a lot of bands, yeah. I think the Alice in Chains sound just like is what comes naturally. It's not even a forced thing, it just how I sound.
Yeah, no, it sounds very natural when you're singing.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of artists that I've been influenced by over the years.
Cool.
Alice in Chains is definitely one. A lot of grunge bands. Mother Love Bone is one that I think of a lot. They don't get talked about enough.
I remember you talking to me about them back in school. Didn't they become something else? They were like,
the lead singer died, and then the two of the guys that were in that band went on to form Pearl Jam.
Cool.
Yeah.
So more Seattle stuff. Wait, where's Alice in Chains from? Are they
Seattle?
They are Seattle? Okay, man. All those big bands were from Seattle.
At the same time,
yeah. It's crazy. You had Nirvana, Pearl Jam. Eventually, Foo Fighters came out of it. I mean, less known, like Sunny Day Real Estate, they came out of there, which they ended up playing with Foo Fighters down the line. Like,
there's a lot of great ones.
My
Sister's
really
Machine is one of those Grunge Truck is another grunge band that sounds awesome. I like hair metal a lot too.
Hair metal, I like that 80s stuff. I know that. Yeah, like the first time I came over to your house, crates of records everywhere. I think your mom and your dad had started collecting, and then you and your brother were collecting too. Yeah. And I remember there was a lot of like 80s like hair metal and like a lot of 90s stuff. It seemed very clear where a lot of your influences were coming from.
It definitely stemmed from them too, my parents.
Do they have like any kind of background in music? Like,
my mom can play piano a little bit.
Okay, I got you.
And my dad, he doesn't play any instrument, but he just loves music.
Yeah, I know he's been to a ton of concerts. You were just sharing photos from when they snuck in a camera to the 5150 tour that Van Halen did. Very cool stuff. So a couple years ago, you did something pretty interesting where you kind of won. It was like a contest or something?
Yeah. So Dire to Wimpy Kid, series
classic
of books. Y'all probably know. Yeah, 2022, he put out an ad saying that he was going out on tour to support his new book and stuff like that, and he needed a band he wanted a band that tour along with him and play some songs with him and just like make it an engaging sort of show. Yeah. And so we were picked, and there was another band that was picked as well. That was more local. They did the whole tour. We did 3 of the shows. We called it the Double Diaper with the 2 bands. Yeah. But yeah, we did some shows with them.
Cool.
It was fun. Yeah, we had won that through TikTok. They had put out an ad saying like, we're looking for somebody to be Loaded Diaper, and just kind of as a gag, we're like, all right, we'll do it. We'll send an audition.
So were you guys fans of the books beforehand, or was it something?
As a kid? Oh my god, yeah. And those movies.
Yeah, I feel like our generation grew up with that stuff. Have you done anything more with him since then?
We met up with him about 2 years ago, and we did a show at his bookstore where the headquarters is, the Wimpy Kid HQ.
Wimpy Kid HQ, sick.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a bookstore and a coffee shop on the first floor, and then the second floor is like a venue area where like people can there's a stage there and stuff where people can play or perform or whatever. And then on the third level is where like the HQ is.
Okay.
And like
that's where the magic
it's filled
happens.
with books, and they've got props from some of the movies and got all sorts of stuff upstairs. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. So do you think that you're gonna do anything with him in the future?
We've got Wimpy Kid Day coming up at Fenway Park. Wimpy Kid Day.
So let's take that back. So Wimpy Kid Day at Fenway Park. I feel like we need some context for what's going on there.
Absolutely. So, have you ever been to a baseball game before?
I probably when I was a kid, yeah.
Okay. So they'll have themes every so often at certain games and stuff. And for this one, they decided to go with Wimpy Kid Day.
Okay.
So it's going to be like Wimpy Kid themed. The author, Jeff Kinney, who we're good friends with, he's going to throw the first pitch. And before that, we're going to play a 45-minute set.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, outside of
That's awesome.
the venue. Yeah, they're going to have stage set up for us outside of the park, and we're going to play for about 45 minutes.
That's so cool. I think I've heard there's quite a few people where when they started out, their goal was to play at Fenway. And so it's really interesting that you guys are now playing there. It's so early in your career, and I just think it's so fascinating, and just honestly, it's very impressive, and it just goes to show the talent that you guys have and how you're standing out from the other bands that might have some kind of a similar sound or whatever. So it's really interesting to see that. When does that happen?
April 18th, I believe.
April 18th.
Yeah.
There's going to be a link in the description for that, guys. I am also going to put a link in the description for Audiomelt's first album and a link to their social medias and all of that other stuff so you can check them out. They're a great band. I highly recommend them. They're not just nice people, they're also great musicians. Is there anything? Oh, I appreciate it. I'm figuring it out. I have no idea what I'm doing, but definitely.
We're both figuring it out.
Hey man, nobody knows what they're doing. They're just faking until they make it. Is there anything else you want to plug or anything else you want to say?
Get ready for our next record.
There we
It'll
go.
Be out hopefully before the end of the year.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll be tracking that soon. We've got a lot of demos done for it.
Cool.
Yeah, we're gonna officially get make studio versions of the songs.
Nice.
Yeah, that'll be fun. But get ready for our next record.
Awesome.
That'll be out soon.
So guys, keep an ear out for that. I'll definitely put links in the description once that's out, and follow them on social media. And you guys have a YouTube channel as well, right? That you kind of post on.
Yeah,
so.
YouTube. We're on TikTok.
Okay.
Facebook, Instagram.
Great. Cool. So you guys check that out, and thank you, Landon, for letting me question you and interrogate you.
Thank you
and,
for having me, Dylan.
Of course.
It's been a pleasure anytime, man.
as awkward as I am.
No, dude, I'm the same way.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you guys later. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut. Bye.
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Yeah, that too. Like and subscribe, comment, all that other shit.
Hell yeah.
Cool. All right.
Peace.
Peace.